Today we'll be looking at the zero moment of truth, or ZMOT, and I'm Alex Pecoraro. So, what is it? Basically, the first moment of truth. I'll get into that first. It was developed by Procter and Gamble, and that's really the moment the user is at the shelf looking at a product. All the data and stats that go into product placement on shelves and at the cash register, that's really the first moment of truth. Now, what we're talking about today is the zero moment of truth, and this is a newer model, and it's basically looks at the influences. It influences what brands make the shopping list and where shoppers buy and with whom they share their results. So before that first moment of truth. Basically, the zero moment of truth is the moment a consumer grabs their device to learn about any product or service they want to try and buy. They could hear about a product through an electronic or digital medium like TV, radio, computers, or mobile ads. It's the countless searches you do on Google for products. In short, the zero moment of truth is where you learn and decide. Some examples could be anything from a mom in her minivan, and these were provided, but a mom in her minivan waiting on her kids to get out of school who's looking at decongestants on her phone. Could be an office manager who's comparing office supplies at her desk at work before she goes out to buy some new supplies for her team. Or it could be a student in a cafe looking up ratings on a Barcelona hotel before he makes his summer trip to Spain. So let's look at why this is important and why I'm talking about it today. Well, one thing I think we can all agree on is that as consumers, our buying process is way different than what it was even a decade ago. The points between where a customer is having a need for a product or service and them actually buying it is way more complex, with dozens more pieces of information affecting consumer decisions, and that's because of the technology revolution that's been taking place over the past couple of years. So what does that mean for business? Basically, for businesses, their business is going to be scrutinized from all angles. Basically, they need to look at how they stack up compared to competitors. They need to look at if they're providing better services. They need to look at if they're cheaper. They need to look at the way they treat people over social media. They need to look at their websites and see if they've skimped out on certain areas, because that's going to be a huge medium that people are coming to when they're looking at what products to buy. They need to look at how easy it is to buy from them, and then are the products well reviewed and are they a good value? So there's a lot of different avenues coming into that product decision. These are all things that can now be discussed or assessed by your customers within 5 minutes of seeing your brand, product, or service online. Not only that, but it's easier now than ever for shoppers to compare products and companies with review sites and compare sites popping up like crazy. So really, everyone's looking at you from all angles. Now, your branding, customer experience, and user experience, this is where they're all colliding at that zero moment of truth, making this the defining moment of purchase, and it all has to do with your digital presence. So basically, how can you use ZMOT to increase sales? Well, first, you need to put someone in charge. Actually, more or less, you need to put several people in charge leading efforts at every zero moment point. Whether that's TV, whether that's radio, wherever that is, there needs to be someone in charge of that zero moment of truth where users are first learning about their products or services. Second, you need to find out how people are searching for you. Then you need to implement SEO to optimize those search results so the keywords being entered by consumers are flagging your site and pulling you up to the top of Google results. Third, you need to provide people with answers to their questions, not targeted ads offering discounts. People are looking for knowledge. They're wanting to learn about products and services. It's not always about 20%. Actually, anymore nowadays, people are getting bombarded with that, so avoid that. Fourth, you need to optimize by paying for ads. You need to earn reviews. You need to share content that's wanted, and you need to own controls that reinforce your brand. Fifth, in a viral social media marketing world, your brand needs to be quick. You need to jump out there and get in there quick. With news stories, everything goes viral quickly. Six, video is powerful. Look at mediums like YouTube. It's everywhere. And then seventh, jump in and get started quick and fast. All of this basically leads to more, quicker, better tailored information at your consumers' fingertips, which increases positive reviews, which in turn leads to increased sales and maybe some word of mouth, leading to an endless cycle of good information, which leads to more product purchases. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I appreciate it, and have a good one.